You're like, I can kiss my son.
I can kiss my son.
Jaden, come on.
And considering that he emancipated from their household at 16 and refused to come back even to do family interviews. You know?
Yeah.
Jaden is now finally opening up about what growing up with Will Smith did to him, and fans are now concerned that Will traumatized his son and he needs serious help.
Jaden, come on.
What?
And for that girl backstage, make it publicly clear. Never mind who you thought I was. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome to One Buck, and we hope y'all keeping it buck too. This is Scoop, man. Y'all know the Scoop, man. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. It's One Buck Podcast. We back to do what it do. I'll smack y'all in the mouth, man, with a quick one on this one, like we've been running on the last one. So, man, y'all check it. We putting it down. We just hope that y'all picking it up at the end of the day. You feel me, family?
Absolutely.
Family, how you feeling today, my boy?
Pretty fair for squares, I like to say, man. Don't do no good.
You hear it right
Complaining
there.
about it, as OG like to say, man. How about yourself,
Man,
bro?
cuz locked and loaded, like I said, ready to go. It's always a pleasure when you and I get an opportunity to lock in. You know, based off some of the things that we've been talking about in our previous shows, we don't know how long that locked in is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? We could be locked in. You feel what I mean? So, cuz I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, man. Y'all know how we like to do, man. We stir that pot for y'all, man, and then we expand your brain and make you think. You know what I'm saying? We want y'all to join us and liking and subscribing the channel. Why should they follow us, cuz?
Man, because like you said, we stir that pot, we put that fat
One of
on
the
your head.
ones.
You know what I'm saying? And plus, this is that podcast where your stepdaddy that you didn't like was trying to tell you something. And you chose not to listen.
Man.
Then learned the hard way and then found out, and he was still supporting y'all for the, you know, just the condolences, the condolences,
right.
whatever you want to call it, like just the living in the moment and basking in the ambience of trying to learn you to learn something about life.
You heard it right there, man. Speaking of learning about life, man, you know how we do, man. We, like I said, we definitely expand your mind. We smack you in the mouth with this game, man. Speaking of game and smacking them in the mouth, cuz, what you got for us today, fam?
Man, with so much going on in the world, nigga.
Hey, can't nobody feel your pain.
Hey,
You heard it. Big
Look.
sight.
It's a big new.
Man, Noop. Hey, man.
It's a lot going on with this, man. I just wanted to put this out here, man. I don't know if you had a moment to catch this. I got a little clip that I want to share with y'all.
Yes, sir.
Kind of explaining. So yeah, with the times going on, man, I stumbled onto something, man. Watching something off of Roku. They do have a channel. So there is something that y'all need to pay attention to that was brought up by PBS. It's called Putin and the Presidents. We got that clip. Y'all check it out.
Americans can celebrate red or blue, black or white.
First African-American president of the United States.
President Obama is set to land in Russia.
Less than a year later, Vladimir Putin would meet newly elected Barack Obama face to face,
President Obama has a big meeting ahead.
sizing up his third American president.
Shadows of the Cold War will loom over his summit.
I remember their first meeting in July of 2009 at Putin's dacha, just outside Moscow. They're much different personalities. President Obama's initial question to Putin.
Putin is extraordinarily calm, matter-of-fact. He doesn't get ruffled. He may say hard things, but he says them in a very calm, almost matter-of-fact way. Unfortunately, President Putin simply speaks mistruth after mistruth and tries to misinform, but he does it as easily as he breathes.
Putin obviously did not respect him. Putin looked at the United States, and I think it surprised him that a black man would be elected president of the United States. I think that was a surprise to him. And who knows, I think there could be just an element of flat-out racism that he somehow thought Obama was not his equal, that Obama did not deserve to be treated as his equal.
Leaving Russia, the new president had another way to deal with the problem of Vladimir Putin.
Putin gave him an hour-long lecture, and I don't think Obama likes to be lectured.
Obama has gotten to Moscow, and Putin is not buying it, and Putin is still in charge.
He gave the Putin file to his vice president, Joe Biden.
Biden sometimes joked that his job as vice president was to do the things that Obama didn't want to do, and that does include the subject of Russia. And here's Joe Biden, who's been talking about Russian issues since 1973. And they said, all right, Joe Biden, this is your issue.
Biden, like Putin, had been shaped by the Cold War.
Speaking for myself, I don't trust the Soviets. I don't trust them to do anything short of what they can get away with.
The paradigm through which he saw Putin was similar to the paradigm through which he viewed the other authoritarian leaders. He saw them as thugs.
I caution against being excessively optimistic about Mr. Putin and his intentions.
Now, as vice president, Biden traveled to Moscow to meet with Putin. The two men smiled for the cameras, but later things were different. Putin argumentative, Biden wary. Biden would write about the moment in his autobiography.
It was long and contentious. Putin was ice-cold calm throughout, but argumentative from the start to finish.
The message that he's sending is, let's not, we're not here to kid each other. We need to speak clearly. We need to speak directly.
I'm looking into your eyes, I told him, smiling. I don't think you have a soul. He looked at me for a second and smiled back. We understand each other, he said, and we did.
When Biden said that to me, I hadn't heard it before, and my immediate reaction was, this sounds like a movie line. Is that what really happened? And he said, absolutely, positively, that's who this guy is.
In front of students, he urged the Russian people to stand up to Putin's regime.
The Russian people want to live in a country that fights corruption. So I urge all of you students here, don't compromise on the basic elements of democracy. You need not make that Faustian bargain.
For Putin to see an American vice president go talk to students and encourage democracy, he sees it as a threat. Who are you to come here and foment trouble in my backyard? It's aggravating and offensive to Putin to see that kind of action.
And later that year, protesters right outside the Kremlin. It looked like what Biden had been calling for.
Tens of thousands came out on the streets to tell Vladimir Putin they'd had enough.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. PBS, Public Broadcasting Services, back in the days of when we was growing up, used to look at.
Still relevant.
They still
I know
relevant.
Kids that watch PBS now.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of shows on there.
It's not so much of the weirdness of pushing the agenda, but also letting you know that there's some truth to some different things. Man, so we talked on a previous episode of One Buck where we was talking about all this different weird stuff that was going on. Man, y'all definitely check into that one right there. It's gonna open your eyes. It is a no-brainer that we are in some weird stuff.
We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave that video he talking about too. We'll find it included in that.
Y'all
clip.
be sure to comment, subscribe, like, dislike with your little ugly asses. You know what I'm saying? But y'all tell us what you think about what you see, looking at everyday life of what's going on. Maybe this could, be that brain or eye opener that you need. Man, but basically in this in that segment of situations of what it was that I stumbled onto, it's a lot of pedophilia, pedophiles, different things,
Which
why
has been going on for years. Man.
Right. How the past political parties have been doing different things.
Yeah.
Man, it's deep. Yeah. It's deep, man. What you think about that, man? Or what's your not what you think, but what do you feel?
I'm about to go. Look,
when it comes to what you see.
The rabbit hole runs very deep, man. When I say the rabbit hole runs very deep, for those of you that don't understand, this things have been going on in this world that just unfortunately are a part of this world. You know what I'm saying? And some people understand it, some people don't. You know, our deal here on the show is to get the message out the best that the best way we know how.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And do it in a respectful way, and keep in mind that we're open to, you know, how we grew up and our morals and what we came from to you being different. You feel what I'm saying? That's why we always open to the comments, but because it doesn't surprise me, man. We've been open up to things that you've been putting down since the Georgia Guidestones to talk about different things, and we're talking about rigged NFL and NBA. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff we already been putting down. We just putting it in another narrative for them to see what you coming with this. So
yeah, and I just hate for it. Like it just. Man, it all came out. It all comes out in the end. It's like the 911 situation, everything comes out, and it's like
full circle.
That was such a heartbreaking era.
Wasn't it, man?
And that was probably about the closest time where whites, blacks, Asians, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, people of all sorts of different sizes, colors, and everything of the nature, you know what I'm saying, was heartfelt because they had hit the times in New York, but they always thought it was Al-Qaeda, woo-wop, this and the third. So, this kind of opens your mind up to a lot of different things on how they doing.
Because it doesn't, and I'm not cutting you off to say this, it's not kinda, it's definitely an eye-opener, cuz, and y'all gotta look at it. And I'm big on you saying that. That's why I always tell you, every show they got to get past that mess, like you say, to get to the message. And we dig it deep, bro. Like, this is something that needs to be talked about. You know what I mean? But it's something that's definitely been going on for years. We just scraping off the rust on the caddy. You feel what I'm saying? We just scraping off the rust of the caddy, and then y'all got to do the rest of. Getting the body work, to get the body work and getting it together. That's all we're doing. You feel what I'm saying? At the end of the day, but
hey, not to spend no more time on that. We don't have no heat for your feet on this set or anything of that nature. But however, we like to do that switcheroo, and at this time, I'm gonna hand it over to my partner. You know what I'm saying? He gonna go ahead and put something on that table or that flow for you, and
like some up, man. Look, we know how we bring it, man. We gonna keep bringing stuff. It's interesting that you brought that up about the world being crazy, because the world is definitely crazy. I know we don't cover no father and son duos, man. So without further ado, we're gonna cover another father and son duo. So first we had Marquise and 50 Cent. Second we had Romeo and P. We did
talk to him.
This one is going to be Will Smith and his son, Jada. So we want y'all to we're going to paint the narrative for y'all on this show, man, to wake up. We always going to say allegedly, but we know, allegedly, Will Smith has been called out by his son for being and performing gay things, sacrifices, and different things of that nature, man. So y'all know how we do, cuz on the show, man, we gonna run y'all a quick clip real quick, man. Y'all make sure y'all check this out in full detail of the Will Smith and Jada situation, man. Just let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'll be right back.
Jaden Smith is taking no prisoners as he exposes the truth behind Will Smith and P. Diddy's rumored sex parties. Well, Jaden's never been the one to shy away from controversy, even when it comes to his own father's rumored sexuality.
And considering that he emancipated from their household at 16 and refused to come back, even to do family interviews.
Yeah. Jaden is now finally opening up about what growing up with Will Smith did to him, and fans are now concerned that Will traumatized his son and he needs serious help.
Jaden, come on.
Meanwhile, rumors continue to mount that Will is either gay or bisexual, and fans started speculating. On top of all that, reports recently emerged that Will and Jada organized wild gay parties at their house with young men under the pretense of mentorship.
They're both bisexual. They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills.
And now an even more disturbing theory about Will Smith is making the rounds online, with fans saying that Will traumatized his son Jaden. Jaden has been keeping a pretty low profile since the Oscar slap incident. As for Jaden, many fans believe he started acting out at a young age and wanted to be emancipated at 15 precisely because he lacked structure at home. Jaden also claimed that traditional schooling doesn't have any benefits and that all children should stop going to school. School is a tool to brainwash the youth, Jaden tweeted, adding that if everybody in the world dropped out of school, we would have a more intelligent society. Will and Jada may have also exposed Jaden to some wildly inappropriate stuff at home. These rumors first appeared back in 2013 when Will forcefully kissed 14-year-old Jaden in the middle of an interview. The controversial incident happened during an interview on Thai television when the host asked if Will and Jaden are affectionate in real life, and in response, Will did this.
You're like, I can kiss my son. I can kiss my son. Jaden, come on.
It all started after Jaguar Wright made some explosive claims about Will and Jada, alleging that they're both bisexual and that they've done some wild things with other men in front of their kids.
They're both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills. Bashir Gray. Left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed help.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
And that was they kid's friend.
Yeah.
Who can believe that that shit is real by any means with all of that?
Jaguar also says she feels bad for Jaden and Willow because they must have witnessed some weird things at their house, which is probably why Jaden wanted to run away and emancipate himself at 15.
Their children are dope.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Said that Jaden is clearly dealing with the trauma of growing up with Jada and Will. Seems the sins of the parents are being visited upon their children. A shame, one fan commented. I feel for the young man. I sure as heck wouldn't want either of those self-centered nut jobs to be my parent.
Before that she was at a party before that they attended, and you said the party was weird. Tell me about that.
I guess that's what Tupac was talking about, the Illuminati and shit. It's like Vivica Fox was with this big gay man. He was 6'9". They called him, his name 6'9". He had the red hair with a big old booty and shit. Nobody was gay no more. What the f is going on here? It's just a lot of weird dude.
Recently, the Aladdin star was accused of dating his male co-star Dwayne Campbell. Not only that, YouTuber Trisha Paytas also accused Will Smith of sexually manipulating her male dancers. Well, Will being gay is nothing new, as before the late actress Alexis Arquette passed away in 2016, she claimed that Will Smith's ex-wife Cherie Jampino divorced him because she caught Will in bed with another man. According to Daily Mail, Arquette wrote in a since-deleted Facebook post, "When Jada comes out as gay and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked in on him servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them."
I'm with Puff, and he's in exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I was like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. Later on that afternoon, this rapper and him, they all in the room together.
Fluffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called.
Well, very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag
Daddy,
at?
I like when you
Oh,
when
it's
you
right here,
scrambling
it's
and
right
scraping
here.
for shit.
No, I got
I
notes
like
and
that.
shit.
You said, I like when you do it like that, Daddy.
It seems like Will is not the only gay man we're going to talk about here, as recently rumors about the hip-hop mogul and producers aka Diddy being gay have also been raging. Not only that, Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal said that Puff was often sexually fluid and once took exhibit to a gay club. He also said that he had seen Diddy engage in homosexual acts, saying, "I know that for a fact because I was right there," he said. "Yo, Gene, watch the door and don't let nobody come through." I said, "I'll watch the door," and while I watched the door, he and a man ran out naked, he said emphatically. "I'm telling you what I saw." Even fans now believe that Diddy likes men. One of them tweeted, "Diddy is gay, period, no debate." Do you guys remember the 2022 Academy Awards when Will Smith shockingly went upstage and hit Chris Rock? Well, guess who comes for the rescue at that time? None other than Diddy. He tries to normalize the environment by saying,
Will and Chris, we're gonna solve that like family at the gold party, okay? But right now we're moving on with love. Everybody make some noise.
It's like Diddy has its eyes on Will at the time, as they both seem to be seen at multiple parties together later on. Well, being gay is still okay according to today's norms, but Will Smith's weirdness with the same sex is totally on another level. Even Adam22 agrees with it, as he said,
Will Smith is a little weird.
So y'all seen in that clip, Jada coming out hard. There's been a lot of different stuff popping up from this, man. They've been saying that Jada has been on shrooms via IG. They had a video up where he was crying, supposedly looking down at the scenery. But you know, I'm not buying it, man. And I'm gonna say this because he came out and aired out his pops for one. It takes a lot, man. It's not like, you know, this is just some random Joe Smo. You feel what I'm saying? This is your son, you know what I'm saying? Or you could be,
took him to have
or
to
it
go
could
to
be the
that
other way
platform.
around, right? You feel me, right?
Took him to have to go to that platform.
Yeah.
Take them to have to go to that
platform. So he sees the weirdness in the family, and I'm sure that, you know, it does. Like I said, and we're not here to offend anybody. So quick disclaimer, we're not here to offend anybody. We just talking real facts. I really want to get down to the bottom of it, of what this young man may be going through.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And just based off of that footage and that evidence, cause what's your thoughts on it, your opinions? And we got another one coming out going against the grain. But hey, this time it's not about money though, it's about something different. What's your thoughts, man?
Man, my thoughts real quick off of this is, man, you never know how much your children could be hurting, you know, or what pain that you could have caused, you know, even though that you might be the most successful, most rich, most famous, worked hard to and sacrifice whatever it was you was able to do, but you could have probably pushed some weirdness off onto them, and all they wanted you was to do just to be a normal parent. This type of thing happens so much in America is because, not just America, but worldwide, but more frequently around in America, because we get so enticed with the different things that we want in life. And we forget what's the most important.
What's the morals, you know, like we said.
So with that being said, I'm not gonna say that I don't know. Once again, I don't know these famous individuals, but however, I let my mind do the thinking,
the thinking and the talking.
So at the end of the day, all it tells me is that basically there is something going on in the home.
For sure.
It is some weirdness. We're not gonna pump fake this one to get past the blitz. We're gonna go ahead and just scramble away from it and say what it is.
But what kid would you know that would not come out and tell that truth?
Right, that's what I'm saying. We gonna nip it in the bud. Like when you see the blitz and you ain't got nothing down the field, you know what I'm saying? You gotta eat up the yards. You gotta go.
You're gonna have to deal with it at the end of the day. See, now what people don't realize, bro, it's a higher power.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to deal with that man at the end of the day. Don't nothing else matter but the one that matters. You feel what I'm saying? So You know, people got to put that in perspective, man. You can lie, you can fake it to yourself, you can fake it to your friends, you can fake it to your family, you can fake it to whatever you want to do. You can fake it to your dog.
But at the end of the day, it's gonna eat you.
But at the end of the day, that's what it's about, man. So
it's gonna eat you.
Because I don't know, man. I just feel like, you know, his son bringing that out is something that you can't deny, as something that your son would say to you as your father. You know what I'm saying? And you looking like he knew all this whole time.
Right.
You know how you used to go in the basement back in the day. You know, they might be kicking in, Pop's drinking. You might see him Pop smoke a cigar, or, you know, or some tree or something back in the day. Just saying. Yeah. As a kid. So you coming at from his perspective. So you got to see this boy probably done seen some shit. And he know that his daddy is openly gay and his mother is the same way. So that
relationship,
bro. Y'all leave in the comments, is they weird or not? What's your thoughts, man? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's a lot coming out on it, bro. I think they're a little weird. Oh, they've been weird. That's why we had to bring it up. It's weird that the way the world is. Cuz started off with his topic talking about how weird it was. I'm just, you know, going off of this, man. We keep them in the bag. You know what I'm saying? It's like
the Epstein list has been released. It is coming.
And we telling y'all, man. Y'all better get hit.
We gonna have to see how the consequences of repercussions of people who's gonna have to deal with this situation.
Man.
But at the end of the day, it seems like it's taking so long. But bro, not to take off on your time. Man. Go ahead.
It don't seem like it's taking too long. Like I said, man, I feel like it's perfect timing. It's perfect timing for people to pick up the mess. It's perfect time for people to see that message, like you always say, but from a different perspective. You know, you can see that message, and that's what it boils down to at the end of the day, man.
Absolutely. So, and that's all it's about.
Yeah, it's just waking up and you doing your due diligence to take the time out. So if we're touching y'all in any way here on the show,
this ain't a situation where we judge, but at the same time, like it's like.
There's no
you gotta judge within yourself. Yeah. So if you got some sick individual ways, man, get that, you know, taken care of.
It's about judging yourself too, but it's really about.
But you gonna have to pay for it.
By knowing that higher power too, bro. Like I said, so
have to pay for it.
I don't want to disclaim that. We don't. I feel like we don't need to explain it because we have a disclaimer here on the show at the beginning for all of those that do believe what they say. But it's always a pleasure locking in with you. Look, we gonna pick up what we put down on this one. On to the next one. And this is One Buck Podcast,
where we keep it a buck, and we hope y'all keep it a buck too.
Peace.
And for that girl backstage, make it publicly clear, never mind who you thought I was, I'm Rick James, bitch.